Alright guys, welcome all of you for structure analysis class. So in this class today we are going to be discuss about the fixed end beams, and we are going to be discuss how we are going to be analyze the beam for bending moment diagrams and shear force diagrams. So let us see here. The case I am going to discuss today is the case for the unsymmetrical loading. As all of you know, what is the unsymmetrical loading? The unsymmetrical loadings means when the particular load will be not applied in a particular symmetry or not applied in the equal amount all over the beam. So let us discuss here. So we have a beam here, as all you can see, and I am going to apply a point load. I am going to apply a point load at the distance of the total distance is so my dear friends, this is the particular example and the case we are going to take today, and what we have to calculate is we have to analyze this beam and we have to find out and we have to find SFD and BMD, point of contraflexure, if and point and deflection. So we need to calculate these three particular things in this case, right? So let us understand step by step. Number of the students will confuse in this particular case because there will be different if you will follow different books, they will have different methodology to solve this particular problem. So in this we are going to be solve this particular problem with the help of slope deflection method. Right? And if you gone through my earlier classes as well, so you know what is the slope deflection method. Slope deflection method also we are going to be take as the moment area method. Both are same. These are going to be comes under or theory. So we can solve this question with this, both are the same with this method. Either we can solve this method or this particular question with the Macaulay method as well. Or else we can say that double integration method, or we can say this as a double integration. So let us, I am going to, in this particular lecture, I am going to solve this particular question with this method. And as all of you know about this method is quite very simply, I I have discussed in my all earlier classes. So let us discuss this question with the help of moment area method or Moore's theorem, that is comes under the slope deflection. So my dear friends, so as I told you, we are going to be solved step by steps. There is the few particular steps included to solve this particular question. So let us see the particular steps that is included. So my step number 1. Let us discuss about the step number 1. So what is my step number 1 is? All of you know that our first step is to draw free movement diagram. So my first step is to draw the free movement diagram for this particular case. So before we will start these things, we should know that how to make a free body diagram for this particular question. That is a very important. So first I will make the free body diagram for this question. So let us see, for example, let us see. So I am going to be solve first free body diagram for this question. So here both sides there will be a fixed end, so we will get a movement here. What is that movement is? Here it is MA, and here we will get as a MB. As I told you, my dear friends, the signs for the particular anti-clockwise movement, this movement is the anti-clockwise movement, so sign is negative for this movement, and this is the clockwise movement, so definitely the sign will going to be as a positive. So I hope you know about this thing. So let us see, and there is a particular load that is acting here, that is the W, right? And the distance from here, this is A, and the distance from here to there is that is B. Very good. So let us see if the full length is going to be L, then this particular distance, how much in the term of the length? So we can write to this distance is L minus B, and for this distance we can say that L minus A. Am I right? So as we got the particular terms that this is going to be L minus B and that is going to be L minus A. So let us try our hands with the now going to be draw the particular diagram for the free movement diagram. This is also comes under the simply supported diagram, as you can see, simply supported diagram as well. So let us draw our first diagram and let us calculate the RA and particular bending moment diagram for that and shear force diagram. So what is the particular diagram is going to be? So our diagram is, this is only for the free movement. So free movement means this particular both ends are free now. So it is going to be act as a simply supported beam. So let us say this is going to be, here it is a capital RA and this is here going to be capital RB. So here let us say I will assume this is a R1 and let us say this is R2 and here the load is acting, that is the W, and the particular distance again you can say that this is the A, and again this is the B, and the total distance is L. So let us calculate my R1 and R2 value. So let us, we know, as we all know that is the summation of Fy, means vertical force is all summation. If I will keep, then I will get R1 plus R2, and there will be a load is acting in the downward direction. So all of you know that if load is acting in the downward direction, that is a negative. If it is acting in the upward direction, then it is a positive. So let us say that the load is in downward direction, so W is equal to 0. So this is my equation for summation of Fy loading. And if I will make the moment equation for this, so what is my moment equation for this? Summation of Ma is equal to 0. Then what will be the equation? So Ma is equal to 0. So at A point, this is the A point, this is the B point, let us say, and this is the C point. So I am taking the moment at the A point. So let us say that from A, the load is acting in the, I will keep my thumb in the A, and I will see the loading, that is the R2. R2 is acting in the up direction, that is in the anti-clockwise. So if it is going in anti-clockwise, so minus, so that is the R2 into, and the distance from here to here is how much? L. So distance is equal to, this is L, and the particular after this the load is acting, that is the W, and W is acting in the downward direction. So downward direction means it is going to give me the clockwise movement. So clockwise movement, it's mean positive W into, and what is the distance where the W is acting? So W is acting at this distance, and the particular distance from point A to this is small a. So I am going to multiply with small a, and is equal to 0. So this is my equation now. If I will solve this equation, so what I am going to get? I am going to get the R2 value from here. I will keep this W into A in the other hand side, and I am going to take the R2 value. So let us say the minus of R2 is equal to how much? This particular value is positive here, then it is going to be turned out as a negative here. So WA, and this L is here, so it is going to be go down. So this is minus of WA by L. So minus both will be cancelled over here, and I am going to get R2 is equal to WA divided by L. This is the value of R2 I got the R2 value, but still I need to calculate the R1 value. So I have this equation. I am going to keep my R2 value in this equation, and I am going to get the R1 value. So let us calculate that. So R1 plus R2 is equal to W. Why I have written that? It is the minus of W, so it will be go in the right hand side, so it will become as a positive. So let us put the R2 value. So what is my R2 value is R1 plus WA divided by L is equal to W. This is the value. I will take this as well, that side, then I can have the R1 value. So let us do it. So I will keep that value over here. So let us see. This will become as R1. This will become as R1 is equal to W minus WA divided by L. And if I am going to take the LCM for this, then it is going to become this term. Am I right? And if I will solve it further, then it will become W. I am going to take out the common, and this will be L minus A divided by L. And what is L minus A? What is this term? L minus A. What is this L minus A? So my dear friends, this L minus A is the particular this value, L minus A. So what is L minus A is equal to B. So let us do it. So from here I can write it down. So from here I can write it. R1 is equal to W into B divided by L. And how it came? Because B is equal to L minus A. B is equal to L minus A. So we kept this value L minus A is equal to B. We kept it here and we are going to get the R1 value. So up to here we got the R1 value. Now we have to calculate the particular bending moment for this. Before we are going to calculate the bending moment, let us calculate the shear force diagram. So let us calculate the shear force diagram as well. So let us see. So I got my R1 value, and what is my R1 value? WB divided by L, and what is my R2 value is equal to WA divided by L, and my total length is L, as we all know, and my length up to here, that I know that this is A and this is going to be B. Again I wanted to write again it many times. Alright, so now let us say that this is the point A, and let us say that this is the point B, and let us say this is the point C. So let us calculate my shear force at point A. So my shear force at point A, how much? So my shear force at point A, I know that the particular shear force R1 value is acting in the upward direction, so it is a positive. So my value is the positive R1, and what is that value is? That is the WB divided by L. So my shear force at A is the positive of WB by L. So let us calculate the shear force at point B. So shear force, before that C point. So let us calculate the shear force at C point. So what is my shear force at C point here? So one force is acting here, that is the R1. R1 is acting upward direction, and at the C there is one force is acting, that is the W, that is acting downward. So downward, it's mean, you all of you know, downward means particularly negative value. So I will put here R1, that is acting in the upward direction, so positive, and downward the force is acting, that is the W. So I kept like that. So upward force, that is the positive, so positive of WB by L, and this downward force means negative, so negative of W. If I simplify it and if I will solve it, so what I am going to get? So after solving this I am going to get W by L into B minus L. After solving this, I am going to get, if you will take the LCM of this, you can solve it and you will get this particular value. My dear friends, this particular value, if this is coming minus L, so I have to be, if I will take the particular common minus for this, so if I will take common minus for this, then it will become WL, and this minus I taken out. So this will become, this minus will become plus, so this will be L, and this will become minus, so this will be B. So now I change my term in the form of L minus B. So what is the meaning of L minus B? L minus B is equal to this length. And how much is this length is A. So I will replace this value I will get minus WL into A. Because why it happened? Because A is equal to L minus B. You can see in the above figure as well. So this is my particular shear force at C point. Now let us calculate the shear force. So I got the two shear force values. My two shear force values I got at the A point and I got at the C point. Now let us calculate at the B point. So shear force at B point. So how much it is going to become at the B point? So already you can see the diagram as well. One force is acting R1 upward direction, downward for W, and for the upward it is getting R2. So let us calculate, do the summation of all. So upward force is acting R1, downward force is acting W, and again upward force is acting R2. I will put all the values of this, and upward direction means positive, and R1 value is how much? WB by L. And this downward it is acting, so minus, it is acting again upward, so plus, and what is the value of the R2 is WA by L. If I will simplify this whole thing, then I am going to get WB by L minus WB by L. If I am going to simplify, now some will get confused here directly how I have written. So let me solve this as well. I don't want to make you confused. So what I have did here, I have took the LCM of this directly L. So if I will take the LCM of this will become WL, and this will become plus WA by L. If I will take the common outside, then this will become WB by L, and this will be minus, and W will be common, so W into L, this will be coming here, this will be W is going to take out common, and WA divided by L. So this particular value I am going to get over here. Okay. So now I got this particular value over here. Now let us simplify this again. So what I am going to get after the simplification again? Right. Okay, right. So let us solve it out for the further, and if I will solve it out for further, then this will become WB by L. It is going to be taken as, so let us solve it out here. Let us solve it out here. So this particular value I am going to turn it as in negative, then I can get the B value here. So how I am going to turn it is in negative, then I am going to get the, I am going to put that this particular term came, this is a minus, correct, this is the positive here, this is W by L, this is W by L over here, minus, this is minus term, so this is the minus, so I am going to take common minus outside, so this is going to become here minus, so this will become here WB, this will become here WB by L minus, and this will become here W into B divided by L. So after solving this, because this term is equal to B, am I right? So that's why this is going to become as the B. Now let us say we are going to get here 0. So my shear force at C is 0. So I got my all the shear force point. So let us draw the shear force diagram. So I got all my values over here. My value at A is WB by L, and my value at B is minus WA by L. So I will write this all the values one by one. So let us say that so this is my shear force at B. Okay, so let us draw the diagram. So first of all, what is my shear force at A? So my shear force at A is WB by L. So it's mean it is positive. So upward side I can write here WB by L. This is my shear force at A. Now you can see from here to here there is no any particular force is applying. So you all know the particular rule that if there is no force is applying in between 2 points in shear force, then the particular diagram is going to be taken as a constant line. So up to here I am going to take as a constant line. So this is my constant line up to the C point, and when I reach to my C point, so you can see in my C point here, that is, this is my C point value, it is coming as a negative. So from here C I have to go negative, so my value is coming negative. How much it is coming negative? It is coming negative WA by L, negative. So that's my downward side, and again from C point to B point there is no force, so it is going to reach at the B point, and at the B point, this is the B point. At the B point the shear force is coming 0, so this will be here again 0. Okay my dear friend, so this is my particular shear force diagram. Now what happened in this diagram, the important thing in this diagram will be come out as the particular where is the shear force is 0. So at this point my shear force value is equal to 0. If shear force at this point is 0, so it's mean here at this point the bending moment is maximum. So at my C point the bending moment is maximum. Now let us calculate the bending moment value fastly. So let us calculate. So let us look the bending moment value. So as all we know that bending moment for simply spotted or free beam case, or you can say for free beam case, the bending moment at both ends are 0. So the bending moment value is 0. So I can directly simply write that the bending moment at A and the bending moment at B is equal to 0. Alright. Now I have to calculate in one point, that is the point C, and in the same point I am getting the bending moment maximum. So let us calculate the bending moment at C point. And at the C point, if I am going to calculate my bending moment at C point, it's mean I can go either right hand side also, left hand side. So simply I will go for the left hand side. So let us see, in my left hand side only one force is acting, that is the R1, and that is also acting in the upward direction. So upward direction, you know that rule, but to calculating the bending moment, upward direction all the moments are positive. So we are going to be take here positive R1, and what is the distance from C to A? A into A. That's it. Our particular bending moment value came. So what is the R1 value is WB divided by L into A. So what is my value is WAB divided by L. This is my maximum bending moment or bending moment at C. So let us draw the bending moment now. Let us draw the bending moment diagram. So my bending moment diagram is going to come something like this. Please do this carefully and understand each and everything carefully. If you will, for example, somewhere you are not going to be take some steps carefully and you are going to be forward the video or you are going to skip the video, then it is very difficult for you to understand, because small points are there. If you will notify that points, you can use your direct, see I did up to here. If you will follow any textbook, they will not write down these all things, because we already discussed this thing in strength of materials or in engineering mechanics. So no need to be again do this again, but I am doing it because if one time you know the length total lengthy method, then after that you can use it in shortcut way. Alright, so let us do it. We are going to calculate. So at A point my bending moment came 0, so it is 0, and at B point also my bending moment came 0, so there is 0, and you all know that the bending moment from one point to another point, if there is no load, then bending moment diagram is linear inclined line. Linear inclined line. In the case of this shear force diagram, it is a straight constant line, but in the case of the bending moment, it is a linear inclined line. So my line will come something like this, linear inclined line. So this is my linear inclined line. Like this. Right? Something like this. You please make it carefully. Right? And what is the point here? The point came here, WAB divided by L. This is my highest value over here. So this is my particular bending moment diagram for this. So my first step is over. I have calculated my free bending moment diagram. Now let us move for my next particular step. That is the step number 2. In the step number 2, I am going to discuss about the fixed beam values. So let us discuss our step number 2. So what is my step number 2? Let us see. So let us see. So my step number 2 is to draw fixed movement diagram or bending moment diagram, whatever you want to write. So let us draw this. So how to draw this? This is also I have repeated. If anyone have seen my previous classes or anyone go through my previous classes, they can do it easily. So let us see that. First I will draw the fixed movement diagram. So what is the fixed movement diagram is going to be? So this is going to be take for example RA, and here I am going to take for example RB, small RB I am going to take, and for if it is fixed from both ends, then definitely the movement is going to take place. And what is that movement is? Here it is a MA, and here it is going to be taken as a MB. And already I told you in the starting as well that if movements are anti-clockwise, then the particularly sign is negative, and if the movements are clockwise, then sign is positive. So as I know that you can put here star mark. As I know that this case is unsymmetrical loading case. So this case is if unsymmetrical loading case, then what is the important point in that? Then therefore the MA is not is equal to MB. It means that MA MB value is not equal to each other. If we will see our symmetrical loading case, in the symmetrical loading case, MA is always equal to MB. And what is the important point is also, the bending moment diagram is going to become as will be trapezoid, right? So the bending moment will also come trapezoidal, and as if I will solve this particularly, then bending moment value will come in the negative. If you don't want to be calculate also, then also you can see that if for example I have a beam for example, if for example let us say this is my beam. For example, let us say this is my beam and both the movements are acting in this direction. If it will act in this direction, then there will be a particular concave, particular curve is going to be bring over here. So definitely this is going to be bend your beam like this. So definitely your beam value or bending moment is going to become as a negative. It is very clear from the picture as well. If you don't want to get as from picture, then you can simply calculate by the help of formula, and that is the x. Let us say that you consider that there is a particular cross section that is the at x distance. So I am going to calculate my bending moment at x. So what is my bending moment at x is Ra into x. So I am going to take is a Ra into x, and it is Ra into x because Ra is acting upward direction, so definitely it is going to be positive. And you see Ma is acting in the anti-clockwise, that's why minus value minus of Ma. So if I will solve this particular term, then I am going to get Ra x minus of Ma. And if I will take common, then this all value will become as a negative over here. And if this value is going to become over here negative of Rax and plus of the Ra, then it is going to be say as that, from this we can say that, from this equation we can say that bending moment is negative. So this is the important, you no need to be, for your clarification I am doing this thing, but as a particularly without any kind of hesitation you can directly take the bending moment negative, and for unsymmetrical loading directly you can draw the particular diagram for the trapezoidal shape. So let us draw the particular diagram. So how my diagram will become as, if I know that my particular bending moment is going to become as the negative, so negative means downward side. So let us draw the particular diagram. So my diagram will become at which side? Downward side, and it will become in the trapezoid in the shape. So let us say it will be look something like this. So this is my particular diagram. So in this diagram you can say this is my Ma value, and this is going to be taken as my MB value, and this all is negative. Getting my point? So this is my particular values I am going to get here, and this all space is my particular space is my, this all region is my bending moment diagram, right? Alright. So let us move to my next step. So I have calculated my this all things. Now what I need to be calculate? I need to calculate for my bending moment diagram, and to complete question I need to calculate my complete Ra value, my Rp value, my Ma value, and my Nb value. But still up to till now we didn't have got any values. So let us calculate these 4 values, right? By applying the slope deflection method, and that method you know. So up to here we have calculated, we got the 2 bending moment diagrams. One we got for the fixed beam, fixed end moment, and one we got for the free end moments. So let us now do other next step. So let us come to my next step, that is step number 3. And what is the step number 3 is? Step number 3 is by using slope deflection method. So in this step I am going to use slope deflection method. First I will use what I will use first, by slope equation all of you know what is the slope equation. Slope equation is theta b minus theta a, or this is also called as the Mohr equation, is equal to theta b minus theta a is equal to area of the movement divided by EI. So here the particular thing is that area is coming for two, one is for fixed, one is for free. So how many areas are there? A1 and A2. So directly I will put here summation of A. Why I kept summation of A? Because here two diagrams we have, one is for fixed, one is for free. So that's why summation of A. And all of you know that if there is the fixed beam like this, fixed beam, and what will be the deflection for fixed beam? The beam will be deflect something like this. Am I right? If the beam will deflect something like this, so what is the slope at A and B? A and B. So definitely all we know, the slope value at A is 0. Is 0. Similarly, the slope at B is also 0. So at both point at B and at A, the slope value is 0. So what I will get from there, and this EI will also go this side, then similarly I can say that summation of A is equal to 0. So from here I got this equation. Now I will put here A1 plus A2 is equal to 0. What is the A1? A1 is the area of free movement diagram. And what is the A2? A2 is equal to area of fixed movement diagram. Right? So these two I need to calculate now. So let us do it. So first I will calculate the A1. So A1 is the area of the free movement diagram. So what is my area free movement diagram came? So my first area free movement diagram, if you will check this video correctly, then my diagram came something like this. So what is the height of this particular diagram is? The height of this particular diagram, wait a minute. Alright. The height of this particular diagram is how much? WAB divided by L. Am I right? And the particular distance is from here to here is A, and the particular distance from here to here is B, something like this, and the total distance is L. If you will check the bending moment diagram previously, you will get the same diagram. So now this is my triangle. So for this my triangle, what is my area is? So all of we know that the area of the triangle is half into B into H. This is the particular area of my triangle. So I will put all my values. What is the base? So base is L, and what is the height? So height is, this height is how much? WA by L. So I will put my values. So what I will get? 1 by 2 into base value is L and height value is WAB divided by L. If I will solve this, then LL will be cancelled. Then I will get WAB divided by 2. This is my A1 value. Am I right up to here? So I got my A1 value. So let us calculate the A2 value as well. So let us calculate A2 value. So let us calculate my A2 value. So what is my A2 value is? So what is my A2 is? A2 is the particular diagram and the area of the particular movement diagram. So area of the movement diagram, how to calculate? So I know what is the movement area diagram came for that. The movement area diagram came something like this. I don't very something it is came. This is the AB, sorry MB, and this is the length. Downward direction, so negative. I can draw it downward, only I need is the sign. So I can draw it opposite as well, that is not a problem. For more simplification, I can do it as this, like this. As you like to do, this is up to you. I will sometimes will get confused, so it's better to be careful with the sign, that's it. No other things. Alright, so this diagram I got for my fixed, this is my fixed movement diagram. Already I calculated in the step 2. Now I have to calculate the area for this. So it is a trapezoid. All of you know what is the formula for trapezoid. What is the formula for trapezoid is side A plus side B divided by 2 into base. And what is the base is? Base length is L. So what is the formula is side A, what is my side A is MA, and what is my side B is MB plus MB divided by 2 into the particular base length, that is the L. So this is my particular formula. This is my particular formula now for this particular trapezoid. And now I will put this in this equation. In this equation I will put, so what I will get? A1 plus A2 is equal to 0. If I will put both the values, so what my value came for A1 is AB divided by 2. So I will write here WAB divided by 2 plus, what is my A2 value came? MA plus MB divided by 2 into L is equal to 0. Now my dear friends, you can simplify this particular case. So let us simplify, take a moment. So let us simplify this equation. Let us see. Right. So we can simplify this equation. I want to calculate MAMB value, so I need to calculate. So this term will be go. Achha, one thing we had did mistake here. I think you notified or not, but I hope that you will notify. This A2 is the area we got here calculated. This area is negative. Why this area is negative? Because that's why I told you we have to be only careful with the signs. So because this value came downward direction, so it is negative. So this value is negative here. So that's why we have to careful. Now let us say that this value came MA, and if I will simplify this equation, so I am going to get minus of MA plus of MB divided by 2 into L is equal to minus of WAB divided by 2. This minus minus is going to be cancelled, and this is going to become MA plus MB divided by 2 is equal to WAB divided by L. So I got one value this. Let us say this is the equation number 1. Alright. So up to here I got particular MA value, but still I am not getting MA MB value. So still I need to be solve it more. So what I need to do next is, next I have to do is, that is the step number 4. Step number 4, by using deflection equation. And all of you know what is the deflection equation. I no need to tell, but let us say the deflection equation is YB minus YA is equal to summation of AX bar divided by EI. And you all know that for the fixed beam, for fixed beam already I told you, for both ends are fixed, so diagram will come like this, deflection diagram. So deflection at A is equal to 0 and deflection at B is also 0. So at A is also 0 and B is also 0. And this term will come at this side, this will also become 0. So what I will get from this as well? So I will get from this as well, summation of MA x bar is equal to MA x bar is equal to 0. And if I am going to be solve this this for my free body diagram, sorry, my free moment diagram and fixed moment diagram, so what I am going to get from here is A1 x1 bar is plus A2 x2 bar is equal to 0. And what is the x bar here? A1 we know that, A1, A2 we know that this is the area of the particular diagrams. But what is the x bar? So x bar is the CG point. X bar is the CG for the diagram. So that CG also we need to calculate. So let us do it. First we will do for the A1 x1. A1 x1 is for the free body diagram. So let us, sorry, free end moment diagram. So let us calculate that. See, many of the students will do lot of mistakes in the signs, and they will do mistakes as well in the simple calculation as well. This is very simple calculation. The only thing is the confusing part is that up to here, after that I will solve the particular part I am going to solve right now. That is little bit confusing for all the students. So let us solve this part and let us find it out what mistakes the students usually used to do. And this is very, very important as well, because number of the questions or the problems you will solve for the unsymmetric loading only, not for the symmetrical loadings. Alright, so let us solve it. So I will solve first A1 x1 bar. And what is the A1 x bar means? This diagram is for the free body diagram. So my free body diagram is this. This is my free body diagram.